Hello and welcome to another foundation video. Today we're doing a breakfast warm-up video for a paper 1 or a non-calculator paper. This isn't to replace a session if the one is available with your maths teacher or a set of maths teachers. This is for students who aren't able to have a face-to-face with their maths teachers the morning before an exam. And you can do the questions. You can download a copy of this sheet from the Google Drive that's linked to the video. You can scan the QR code and then it's going to be broken up line at a time. Okay, and we shall make a big start. Okay, so row 1. What is the value of 7 squared? Well, 7 squared means 7 times 7. So let me just put 10 on. So we're looking 7 times 7. Question 2. Write 5x. Solve 5x plus 2 is equal to 30. So our steps are going to be minus 2 from both sides. That would give us 5x is equal to 30, and then divide both sides by 5 would give us x is equal to 6. Work out 2/5 plus 3/10, so we're going to have to put them over a common denominator of 10. We don't need to do anything with the second fraction. To the first one, we would need to make it equivalent by doubling the numerator and the denominator. We've already doubled the denominator, so the numerator. So that's going to become 7 over 10. For the fourth one along, how many 40-seater coaches are needed to carry 130 students? So we're doing 130 divided by 40. Make that easier for ourselves. 13 divided by 4 goes in fully 3 times with 1 left over. So we would need 3 1/4 coaches, so we would need 4 coaches. And then finally on this page, if A is equal to 2, 4 and B is equal to 7, find the value of B minus 2 lots of A. So that's going to become 7 minus 2 times by 4, which is going to be 7 minus 8, which is going to be minus 1. Okay, increase 280 by 25%. So I would say 100%. So I'm going to say 100% of the number is equal to 280. So I say 50% of the number is going to be equal to half of that, 140. And then 25% would be half of that again, so 70%. So 125 is going to be found by putting this side together. So 25%, which is going to be £350. Okay, what's the value of 2 cubed plus 5 minus 2 squared? So I'm going to, in effect, do the bracket first of all. So I'm going to treat this as 2 cubed plus 3 squared. And then 2 cubed plus 3 squared is going to be equal to 8 plus 9, which is going to give me 17. So expand, we are looking to get rid of the bracket, so 5x times 2x would give us 10x, and then 5x times by minus 7 would give us minus 35x. And I've missed a squared off there. There we go. Okay, find the nth term of this sequence. So we've got a common difference of 5, which means that my sequence is going to start with a 5n. And then what do I need to do to the number 5? To get to the number 4, I would need to subtract 1. And then write down the integer values of x, where minus 3 is less than or equal to x, which is less than minus 3. Minus 3 is less than or equal to x, which is less than 2. So my smallest possible value is going to be minus 3, minus 2, minus 1. 0 and 1, and it can't be equal to 2 because it's got to be less than 2. So there would be my range of values. Okay, next row, work out 0.04 times by 0.012. So I'm going to break this into 4 times by 12 would be 48, and we need to include, in effect, we need 5 decimal digits, so I need an extra 3 zeros before the decimal point. So I'm looking at 0.000 48. My next one is write 120 as a product of its prime factors. I'm going to skip. No, I'm not. Okay, I've just taken this into a different program just so I can do my working on top of it. So I'm going to start with 120. I always take off my lowest prime number, so it's 60, which is 2 times 30, which is 2 times 15, which is 3 times 5. So to write that as a product of its prime factors, it's going to be 2 cubed times by 3 times by 5. That's breaking it down to 3. If you're fairly confident with this, you can go slightly in a different direction. And you could say that 120 is going to be 2 times 60, which is 2 times 30, which is 2 times 15, which is 3 times 5. But I would probably recommend breaking it down with a factor tree unless you're very used to product of prime factors. Okay, simplify. So we're going to collect like terms. We can only collect terms of the same power, so we can collect our 8 squared and minus 8x squared and minus 3x squared to give us 5x squared. We can collect our x's now. So we have got minus 8x plus 2x would be minus 6x, plus another x would be minus 5x. And I've missed off another x squared. Okay, if a is equal to 5 and b is equal to minus 3, find the value of ab squared. So I'm going to write this in with the use of a bracket around my negative numbers. I always recommend when you're substituting in negative values to put them in a bracket. This is a prime example of why. So this would become 5 times minus 3 squared is minus 3 times minus 3, so that would be 9, leaving us with 45. Okay, decrease 45 by 20%. So we're saying that the full amount of the number, I'm going to do this a bit like how I broke an earlier question down. The full amount of a number is 45. So I'm going to say that 10% then is going to be equal to 4.5. So 20% is going to be 9. And I've miswritten there. I was preparing myself for the next part. Right, so I want to do 100% take away 20%, so this value take away this value, which is going to give me £36. So 80% is equal to £36. Okay, final row, factorise 6ab plus 14a squared b. I'm going to do this by each of the 3 parts. First of all, I'm going to find my highest common factor of 6 over 14, that's going to be 2. They also have a factor of a in common, and they also have a factor of b in common. Now I think I can either view it what is this divided by this, or I can view it as what do I need to times this by to get this. So I need to times that by 3 to get the first, to get 6ab, and I would need to times 2 by 7 to get 14, a by a to get a squared, and b by 1, like that. Okay, simplify your answer. So I'm wherever I can take shortcuts, I tend to. So I'm going to you could multiply out and then simplify. I'm going to simplify and then multiply out. So I'm going to say 5's go into these 2 diagonal numbers. 5 goes 3 times into 15 and once into 5. And I can also cancel by factors of 2 in the other diagonal. So 4 times there and 3 times there. So 4 times 1 is 4. And 3 times 3 is 9, so it's going to be 4 over 9. Okay, simplify. Laws of indices say, provided we've got the same base number, if we're multiplying 2 indices together, we add the powers, so that's just going to become x to the 5 plus 11 would be 16. And then what is the gradient of a curve with a line with equation y is equal to 7 minus 4x. So that really relies on, I'm going to rearrange this first of all, y is equal to minus 4x plus 7. and then we compare it to y is equal to mx plus c, and then m would be the gradient, so the gradient would be minus 4. Okay, Mark and Amy share £240 in the ratio of 3 to 5. How much does Amy get? So we've got Mark and we've got Amy, split in the ratio 3 to 5, £240. So it's 3 parts to 5 parts, so 8 parts in total. So 340 divided by 8 means that each part is going to be worth 30. So how much does Amy get? Amy is the 5 share, so that would be £150. And that brings us to the end of the warm-up. I hope you found that useful. Good luck with your exam, and subscribe if you like.